everyone, it's Paul from Physio, and we had a question from Fiona who wanted to know what was going on with her knee. Basically, she did a 50k race and started to get pain on the inside of that knee, and it was particularly downhill type of stuff. So what she wanted to know was, is it a lack of strength, or was it just overused, just overtraining? And can you tell the difference? And then what she wanted to know was, how do you actually link into something like that? So we'll give it a good shot. That's a very good question, a few parts to it. First things first is, I reckon it happened with the downhill. And the reason is that there's two types of contraction. One is the concentric, or there's more than two types of contraction, but two specific ones for this conversation. A concentric contraction, where that bicep is contracting and it's shortening. The other type of contraction is an eccentric contraction, where this bicep is going to contract, but it's actually lengthening at the same time. So an eccentric contraction is a lot stronger. There's a lot more force going through the body, and that's what's happening downhill. So that's often what is probably going on. If you're having troubles with that, or if you're ever in a race or even just walking in your normal life, don't rely on your legs to decelerate you. Use your body position. So you would just slightly lean back into the heel. So I would go back that way, just by literally a degree, 2 degrees, and that'll take the pressure off your knees. So be aware of that, Fiona. The other piece is it strength or is it overuse? Oh, good question. It's probably a bit of both. And can you tell the difference? Yes, you can. You need to really up your body IQ. So at BL Physio, we're always talking about understanding locks of muscles, the mechanics of your specific body, and then how to link into that system. So you do that in a number of ways. You just got to get good at knowing you. Because if you know, you might, with again, Fiona's situation, she might have a foot that pronates just a little bit. So what that does, I'll just show you, is puts a tightness trail kind of up through that inside of the knee. So if you know that, you can go, oh, okay, well, do I need supports for the foot, or do I have to be very aware of where I land, so avoiding the heel and just being mid-foot and off, so you put less pressure through. So that might be a reason. It could be that your gluteals don't fire, so that would get into mechanics and lack of strength, so that as you land, very commonly those glutes, they won't fire in inner range. So our inner range is, if you mention that being your hip, as you come through that little bend through to straight, is what we call inner range. And very commonly glutes are lazy in that part of range. So when you land with you're running or walking, so remember we're talking about races, but also just live, that glute might not fire. So it's almost like you've got a pronating foot. It'll internally rotate the leg, and so you get that tightness on the inside of that knee into that adductor in your groin. The other piece is that your quad muscles through the front of your thigh can be weak in that inner range as well. So how that will play out is that you'll land, an elite runner will land, and they'll attenuate, but they'll almost go straight back. A less elite runner won't have that inner range quad strength, so they'll land, they'll sink, and then they'll push. We call it a biphasic knee action. We call them our flat tire runners. They're kind of sink, push, sink, push, sink, push. It's an absolute knee killer, and again, that can feed up on the inside of your leg. So body IQ is a huge thing, and you want to just start to learn and kind of recognize pieces, and then try to start to fill in gaps. You can do that by your body release strategies, so it might be trigger trails on the inside of the thigh, and again, Fiona's talking about probably being able to do that. It might be, again, knowing how to start to increase your strength through that inner range. So probably my recommendation would be, first off, start to think about your quads in inner range. So you can do like a little squat, and we put a little soccer ball in between the knees and squeeze the soccer ball, and make sure. So again, if that's your knee, as you're going into a squat, you care about from straight. It'll work quite well. Quads will work quite well, and then as soon as you unlock, gravity will allow you to drop. So you end up with this little gap of strength. So you start to think about squeezing this ball, keeping the quad tight as you go through to about 35, 40 degrees, and then keep it tight on the way back. Again, it'll be strong from that 45 degrees, and it'll push and lock through. So you'll get this, you'll miss that little inner range. So think about filling that inner range quad gap of strength. It's it's key for almost everyone. It's a real key for quality of life long term, because we care about running, we care about tries, we care about everything, but we mostly care about your quality of life. So if you don't happen to do running or whatever, it's so important to be able to keep yourself strong in specific parts of range. So think about your body IQ, think about learning at all points. Fiona, we have a present for you. We've got your release pack, so that's your little footies where you can roll out those adductors on the inside of your leg. You've got your voodoo band. These are really cool. So again, if I ever got that type of niggle, I'd wrap up the knee. I'm doing this really quickly, so I do it way neater than that. But that firm force is now like our fascial release in the clinic. So if I can start to do active movement with that, that will actually start to stretch out the fascia, the connective tissue around the knee. So it's a really, really cool thing. And then you've got your trigger ball for your glutes. That'll really help to release them and get them working better as well. Cool. Thank you again, Fiona. Thanks, everyone. I am doing a video a week. They are out on a Tuesday. So you learn about your body, you keep your quality of life long term, and you stay really good. You can do what you want to do. Keep your questions coming. So I am Paul Trevathan from BL Physio. I will catch you in the next video.